Alright guys, Hamza here. I'm going to share one small habit I adopted about 3 years ago, because this one seriously changed the way I improved as a trader and massively improved my success rate. But just before we get to that, I wanted to share a quick update on a few stocks I called in the Discord server. So in the Discord, you'd have seen me call out ticker USAR when it was just $17. And in just 1 week, it's shot up 112% to around $35 a share. An insane gain for just 1 week. Another one I called was ticker CRML. As you can see, I bought on Friday when it was just $17. It's now sitting around $22 a share. At the time of recording, that's another crazy 25% gain in just 2 days, and I expect it will go up even more. Now, we obviously don't hit these kinds of crazy numbers every single week, but you probably want to be around when they do pop up. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord if you want to see the next stocks I buy. It's completely free for a limited time. I share all my real-time trades, as well as detailed stock reports. The community is also growing, and it's a great place to learn from others and share ideas. Anyways, let's get back to that one habit which improved my trading game. To put it simply, I created a system which made it easy for me to track all of my trades and identify my strong points as well as my weaknesses. Why did I do this? Well, I needed data. 'Cause let's be real, if you want to improve at anything, you need data. This is why apps like Meta invest millions every year to collect data. They understand the value of it. So here's what I did. I logged every trade, entry price, capital invested, the type of trade, and the profit or losses I made. I also categorized each trade. I identified whether they were long-term, shorter-term swing trades, or day trades. I even included information such as my thesis for entering the position. What this did for me was it highlighted where my wins generally came from, as well as where I kept losing money. I used an Excel sheet for this, and it was really helpful because of how Excel allows you to filter columns. I could filter out just the losses, or just all the swing trades, to really get an idea where I was stronger/weaker. Personally, I'm more of a visual kind of guy, so it really helps when I can see stuff. So I used a color scheme that made sense for me. Red was losses, and green was obviously wins. I also used a gradient system, so bigger losses were a deeper red color, whereas smaller losses were more of a dark pinkish color. This allowed me to very quickly spot where my biggest L's were, as well as the big wins. Here's what I noticed after my first year. First of all, I noticed a freaking huge majority of my losing trades were the day trades, and they occurred more frequently when I risked a higher capital. This makes sense since day trading is a lot more emotionally intensive and just straight up difficult to begin with. For my next year, I decided to completely eliminate day trades and focus on swing or longer term trades, and kept each trade below a certain amount of capital. Guess what happened? My success rate in year 2 was way better. The total amount of losses was completely slashed down, and that money which I was losing in year 1 on day trades was now being deployed in the style of trades which I was better at. So my losses were less frequent, and my gains had grown too. In year 2, I started making more detailed notes, such as how I found the particular trade, and what my thesis was for entering the particular trade. By the end of year 2, I had even more data. I learned that a particular setup had a lower success rate for me. So I did the same as before. I eliminated this for year 3 and stuck to those trade styles which I had a very good success rate with. Once again, my win rate increased, but not only that, my total gain per trade also improved. This was a huge win. I guess the lesson to learn here is you don't necessarily need to buy some idiot's course off TikTok or study charts for years. If you're already an investor or trader, like everyone else, you'll win some and lose some. But in order to improve, you need some data on yourself. Because everyone has their own unique trading style, their own strengths and weaknesses, but it's pretty hard to spot them without any actual data. You need to be able to identify what you're good or bad at, and what works well for you. This is practically impossible without any real, meaningful data across a long time period. So honestly, start logging your trades. It takes a bit of effort, but well worth it in the long run. You'll notice patterns, which will speed up your rate of improvement. You don't have to use Excel like I did. Google Sheets could also work. It's totally up to you to design your trade log in a way that's easy for you to follow and update often. Anyways, guys, I hope some of you adopt that habit. Yes, it does take some effort, but it's so worth it. You will learn things about yourself that you otherwise wouldn't have noticed. As always, stay safe and keep learning. I'll see you in the next one.